13th, 2021 school board meeting to order. And Lisa, will you please call the roll?
Inspector Arndt.
Here.
Inspector Felton. Here. Inspector Walker.
Here.
Inspector Raj.
Here.
Inspector Weber.
Here.
Inspector Laliberty.
Here.
Chair Diaz.
Here.
That's 7 present at 6 p.m.
Great. And if we could rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. So first up is the approval of our meeting agenda and minutes. I'll ask for a motion to approve the regular board meeting agenda for Monday.
So moved.
Oh,
Oh, you have more?
you're so quick, yeah. A little bit more.
He's ready.
Sorry.
For Monday, September 13th, as well as the committee of the whole minutes and regular minutes from August 23rd, right? And special school board meeting minutes from August 17th, and the special school board meeting minutes from September 3rd. To have a motion? Now, Bill.
No.
You have to.
Once bitten, twice shy.
So moved.
Great.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries. And we say it every meeting, but this Quality in Action is our favorite time. So we have Principal Leah Borg and her team are going to share highlights from the 2021-22 Where Everyone Belongs web program. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us today. I'm actually going to turn this over pretty quickly to Tiffany Bryan and Mark Westphal, who were the two of the facilitators for the Web Leaders this summer. Tiffany Bryan also served as the Master of Ceremonies at our huge assembly that we had just last Wednesday, and so I'd like to have them up, but before they come up, I want you to know that we brought some students with us. Rihanna, who was with me last year at this time, and so she was really very interested in school board, and so she's back as a web leader this year as an 8th grader. We also have Allie and Cole and Jackson, and so they'll come up and answer questions after Mark Westphal and Tiffany Bryan present.
Thank you for having us this evening. A little bit about WEB. WEB stands for Where Everyone Belongs, and it is an 8th grade leadership program as well as a 6th grade transition program. Those are kind of the two big things that we focus on. And our goal, as you can see here, is to facilitate connection among students and therefore building a strong, welcoming community.
So the images that you're seeing right now are some of our opening day activities where we had about 30 of our web students that were there leading our more than 220 6th graders through a series of different activities to get to know you, to feel comfortable, to feel acclimated to South St. Paul schools. Inside one of the classrooms, our web leaders were leading different activities as well. So it would be small group activities as well as large group activities, just so we can really start to build that sense of community.
So in the summer, in August, our 8th graders came in for 3 days of training, and the main purpose of that time was to give them time to practice those small group activities, but we also used some drip messaging to teach them great leadership skills that I myself learned in our own training. It's the best training I've ever gone to as an educator. And throughout the year, we'll also meet with our 6th graders, and so we'll have some kind of follow-up leadership meetings there. Oh, and these are a couple pictures. It's very serious training, as you can see here. We do things to help the web leaders get to know each other a bit more, feel comfortable with each other, and then feel comfortable stepping out of their comfort zone to lead.
I should point out that the two web leaders, the web directors that you see with the donuts, would probably be very proud to know that they are dressed up as Dunkin' Donuts with the basketball uniforms as well as the donuts. And we encouraged our web students to take on an identity as they were leading students around for tours throughout the school. And we wanted to lead by example as well, so that's what they're doing there.
So it's Charlie Corrention and Tyne Grafey, and Megan Schultz is our 5th coordinator.
So a lot of what Web is designed to do is to really make those 6th graders feel comfortable and welcome into a new building. And this year, I think more than any in my 13-year career, is the year that this was the most appreciated. As students were coming back in from a pandemic year, it was the first time that these students had been with all of their classmates in more than, 18, 19 months. And so to let them know that they're in a space that's comfortable, that they're in a space where they're going to be respected, was the first #1 goal for them. And my own daughter is a 6th grader this year. We brought her into the district, and she had nothing but amazing things to say about our web leaders for that experience. We also wanted to make sure that our 6th graders got key pieces of information such as the tour. Where are things located in the building? But also, how do we present ourselves as a community when we're in the schools and when we're out of the schools representing our community? And then that connection is one of the greatest pieces, because our web leaders are going to be working with their students throughout the entire year. They're getting to know each other. They've got purposeful ways to try to get them to know all the other members in that group as well. Some came from Kaposia, some came from Lincoln, and some came from elsewhere. And so to be able to do those purposeful things where they could get to know each other right away was one of our keys. And finally, equity. We want our 6th graders to know that they truly do belong, because they do. They don't always see that and feel that, and we wanted to kick off the year with that attitude and reinforce it throughout the rest of the year. So through connections, as a teacher, I'm going to be able to showcase that and reinforce what our web leaders did on opening day, and then get to reinforce what they do throughout the year as they continue to connect with them.
So these are some photos from training, as well as the large orientation, the assembly, the small group. It's just fun to see the kids, I'm sure you know. And I just want to emphasize what Mr. Westphal said about intention. Everything in that assembly has a purpose. Everything in the small groups have a purpose, and our leaders know that, and they do their best to let our 6th graders know that too. So, before we bring them up to answer any questions, each year we ask our web leaders to reflect on how they felt their year as a web leader went. And these were some of the quotes that we had in last year's. This was a year of COVID. This was a year when our web leaders never saw their 6th graders in person in a group. And yet, I just look at that second one. I'm glad I was in web because I got to be part of a big group that is helpful, shows respect, and helps kids feel like they are part of something too. And that was when we were virtual for much of the year. So I feel like web is just such a wonderful addition to our middle school. And we have some examples right here to show you and to answer any questions that you might have. Come on up.
Great. Any questions?
Welcome, you guys.
Yeah, hi.
I was wondering if one of you could share a story about what surprised you about being a leader to the 6th graders.
One thing that surprised me would probably be them getting used to being with each other so quickly. Like, they really got used to things quickly and started talking to each other really quickly, which was good because they probably didn't know each other before. So, yeah.
Nice.
Do you have like a best moment, a favorite moment of your training time?
It's hard because there's so many. It's really just amazing to be able to work with students and to help them throughout this year. But it was probably the moment I realized that I was impacting them, because they were learning my name and like being able to ask me questions and feel comfortable enough to do that. So that was really important to me.
Way to go. Other board questions?
Go ahead, Wendy.
I was just wondering, what was the favorite activity that you did with the sixth graders as web leaders?
Hi, my name is Rihanna. My favorite activity was when we had this game where we blowed up a balloon, and we would throw it up in the air, and we would like say each other's names, and we would just throw it. And it was fun because they like really liked it, and they were comfortable, and that's a way that they got to know each other and their names, and it was a really fun opportunity to be part of that.
You know, you guys could invite them back and they could do a lot of these activities. It's great for, board camaraderie. It's good just to see the leadership. Just throwing that out there.
Team building.
That would be fun.
Can we get at least one more question?
I have a question for all four of you, if you'd all step up to the mic, and only one of you has to answer it.
Here we go.
But say I'm a sixth grader and new to the high school, and I'm sitting at the cafeteria at a table all by myself, and this is for anybody who wants to answer it. What would you do?
Well, it depends if they're in my web group or not. Doesn't really matter, but it depends if I know them well. I'll go sit right next to them. I don't care. Even if my friends are waiting for me, you just want to be respectful, and if he's sitting by himself, not having anyone by him, then you don't want to just leave everyone out. Just always want to include everybody to something as well.
Thank you.
That's great.
So how did the tours go? What was it like giving the tours, and what were your costumes?
I didn't do any costumes. I just answered. I gave them questions. If they answered, I gave them a prize or anything.
That works.
It's surprising how much they knew the school for just becoming and starting there. It's very surprising how well they knew where everything was.
And how did you handle if there was a student that was shy and was uncomfortable participating in the activities? Was there a way that you could draw them in so they felt comfortable?
One thing that I would do was I would start like a small talk conversation with them, like see what they like to do and what they like about school and stuff, and then they would feel more comfortable with talking and...
So you did like a one-on-one?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
great. Thank you.
And do you have more things planned for the year?
We do, but they don't know about it yet.
Surprise!
Yeah, we don't want to overwhelm our eighth graders when they are going into their own new school year. So we wait a little bit.
Yeah.
And they do know that they are going to be doing things with the sixth graders throughout the year, different community building events within their own group as eighth grade leaders. They'll be doing those as well. And from time to time, they know that they might be asked to come and talk to you or lead tours throughout the school when new students come in. So they're prepared. They're looking forward to all the different things that they get to do in this role. I think they're most excited for the fact that they actually get to see their peers within their own group and the sixth graders, and it's something that we haven't been able to do for a while, so we're excited for them.
That's great.
Great.
For all of you and everyone else who is a web leader, this experience is so incredibly important, and the impact that you have on those sixth graders is immeasurable. I mean, they will remember who you are the rest of their experience at the school, and I really want to commend your leadership and think that's a really remarkable thing you did, and encourage you to continue to find those opportunities in the school for the rest of your time with South Simple.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.
And also,
Big round of applause on that. We've got a window cling for every one of you, even the teachers as well. So thank you for your service and giving back. And here we go, Linda.
Yeah. Don't forget your decal.
You already gave them, right?
Thanks for coming and talking to us. We
Yes, thank
appreciate
you
it
so
so much.
come back anytime you guys want. That's great.
Have a great year.
Bye, Bonks.
What a cool concept.
It is.
It's so cool.
I have a sixth grader who came home that day and said, that was my best day of school ever.
That's
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great.
And he loves school.
I think sometimes what another student is able to say to them and welcome them is so much more impactful than what any adult can do in that moment. And so it's a great experience.
True.
Wonderful. That was so great. So switching gears a little bit, next is our review of our public listening session submissions. We had 2 submissions, and the first was inquiring about masking, vaccinations, and COVID testing. We were able to calm some fears with that because although we do have a masking policy, we are not doing anything with testing or vaccinations, so that parent felt much better about that. And then the second was on the Packer Plus asynchronous Wednesdays and was concerned about the school schedule. So we were able to have a great discussion about that as well. Dr. Webb, do you have any comments about the submissions themselves?
No, just again, every month we open up the floor we come early, 4:15, for any parents that would like to just share updates or give us feedback and information. So all that's always on our website. If you don't want to come in, we understand that. You can always email us. You can submit a form off the website. So we're a phone call away, an email away every day.
Right. And so up next, I'm glad you're there, because to provide us with some highlights around the district.
Wonderful. So our superintendent update for September 13th is as follows. On our website, we're going to continue each week to update our homepage, tracking our COVID positive cases for students and staff. We did it all last year. We continue it this year. We think it's just great information to be fully transparent with our families and with our community. One thing that we are really focused on is improving our indoor air quality. So you're probably aware of many businesses around the U.S. that are installing bipolar ionization. So this helps protect against the airborne particles, which is kind of a source and a spreader of COVID. So through the ionization, it actually helps us catch the COVID particles in our filters, and so it doesn't spread, and it reduces the spread and increases indoor air quality in South St. Paul Public Schools. We have it in every school, even at the district office. So we're district-wide with bipolar ionization. I thought it was so important that we wanted to give it a special shout-out here tonight. If you would like to learn even more, it's on our website. You can read the article about it as well. We've gone cashless with all of our activities and athletic systems. So if you show up at our gate, you're not going to need to dish out $5 and $10, $20 bills. So we can purchase tickets at the gate with a credit card or debit card, and you can also get tickets ahead of time online as well. We had our ECFE open house scheduled now for September 22nd, and there's going to be crafts, tours, meeting the staff, face painting, picture wall, a chance to win, and have drop-in play passes. So we have drop-in play once a week here at the district office, so you can win a pass for that as well. On September 22nd, also, we have our Educational Foundation Walkathon, and this is probably a shot from a couple years ago, and so we want to just give a shout out to our foundation. It's a fundraiser, not just for the foundation, but for classrooms across the district. So if you have a student in our district knocking on your door asking you to sponsor you for the walkathon, that's what it's all about. We have an open house on October 13th, 6:30 to 8 p.m. in our high school cafeteria. We are naming the cafeteria after David Metzen, former superintendent, and it's David R. Metzen Scholarship Hall. So it's a shout out to Dave, but it's also a celebration with our community, and all are welcome to attend. District highlights from around the district. We had a lot of great first day shots. Here's the first day, September 8th, grades 1 through 5. our first day, grades 6 and 9. First day in kindergarten. First day in grades 7, 8, and 10 through 12. First day in preschool. And we have a few upcoming calendar events, again, a couple which I've mentioned. September 20th, the first day of ECFE classes. September 22nd, our Walkathon. And even homecoming gets a shout out in early October, the 4th through the 8th. So, just a quick overview of all the materials are always available on our website if you follow this tree, and we'll go back to you.
Great, thank you. I loved all those pictures of kids on the first day, littles and bigs. We are on to our consent items. I'm looking for a motion to approve the consent items on tonight's agenda, which include financial claims, bills payable, and staffing as presented. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Great, thank you, Wendy.
Second.
Thanks. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks. Moving on to our policy section of our agenda, we have 2 policies that are on the agenda for their 3rd readings. And if you remember, policies are on the agenda for review for 3 consecutive meetings, and this is their 3rd reading. The wellness policy is number 534, and the Central Square Board vacancy policy is number 214.1. And I believe we need a motion.
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Great. Thanks, Monica. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? And that motion passes. Great. And our next agenda item is the business items. Lisa, will you read the resolution?
This is a resolution approving employment of the board member as a substitute in a classified position in the school district, whereas Minnesota Statute Section 123B.195 and 471.88 Subdivision 5 grant the school district the authority to hire board members for employment. Now therefore be it resolved by the South St. Paul Board of Education, the board approves Ms. Felton for employment as a substitute in a classified position in the school district in accordance with statutes 123B.195. Ms. Felton's compensation as a result of this employment relationship with the school district must not exceed $8,000 per fiscal year. Ms. Felton will be paid no more than the 21-22 rate of pay listed and is the same rate of pay to all substitutes in a classified position in the school district.
Great, thanks. And can I get a motion to approve that resolution?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Great, thank you. Any discussion? All right. Lisa, will you call the roll?
Inspector Lalaberty,
Yes.
Inspector Arndt,
Yes.
Inspector Felton,
I pass.
Inspector Walker,
Yes.
Inspector Roche,
Yes.
Inspector Weber,
Yes.
and Chair Diaz.
Yes,
That's 7 yeas.
the resolution is approved. Thank you. All right, we're moving right along here. We are now ready for the board reports, and where have you seen a passion? We can start down with Wendy.
Okay. I would like to start with thanking and welcoming back all of our students to the school year. It was an honor and a privilege to attend the first day of school on a Kaposia Education Center with our U.S. House of Representative Angie Craig in attendance, with the principals and Dr. Webb, School Board Chair Diaz. We thank Ms. Craig for coming and supporting our students, welcoming them back. It's exciting to see kids excited to come back to school. So thank you and welcome to all our staff and kids. And also
Just a reminder to the secondary building students that the theater department, the auditions for their fall musical are starting this week, tomorrow and Wednesday. If you're interested in auditioning for, it's called Something Rotten, the musical, you can contact Mr. Holson at the secondary building, or there's registrations available in the hallway near the theater department. Look forward to that show, which will be held, excuse me, in mid-November. And also, like Dr. Webb said, the Education Foundation Walkathon being held on the 22nd of September. Like he said, if you're asked to support the students in the walkathon, we'd greatly appreciate your support for that event. So look forward to seeing everyone there at the high school parking lot at 4:30 in the afternoon. So thank you.
John?
I just want to kind of welcome everyone back in the school year. I think it's exciting for all of us to be back together, and thank everyone for their efforts in the first week, and looking forward to a really good year.
Great, ditto. Nikki?
Nothing tonight.
Bill?
I have nothing tonight either, thank you.
Monica?
Just similar to everyone else, just welcome back to school. I live near the Learning Center, the new building the state has, and it's so much fun to walk by on lunchtime and see all the students just out enjoying the space, and they wave at me as I walk by with my dog, so we're quite well known now in that community.
That's great. Chris?
There's a theme here. I live very close to Lincoln Center, and I saw the same that everyone else has talked about, the passion of the parents walking the kids to school, and the kids themselves, and how excited they are to be getting back, and the teachers that milled around or staff, not just teachers, that milled around the building welcoming the kids back. Everybody was very excited, and lots of smiles and laughing, and it's been really fun to watch so far. So welcome back to another school year.
I would absolutely echo that. Welcome back. Thank you to everybody who walks in any of the district school buildings. You keep this district running all year. Thank you so much for all of the roles. We are going into a closed session, and we need a closed session for a negotiations update. And do I have a motion to move into a closed session at this time?
So moved.
Thanks. Second?
Second.
Wonderful. Any discussion? Opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes, and we are in a closed session.